Hi, my name's Steve Martilli, and thanks for clicking to watch this video. So one of the questions I get a lot is when manifesting doesn't work. And so I want to explain in this video why it doesn't work and explain what you can do to make it work. We've all been there where we start to have doubts in our ability to create things in our lives, okay? So I'm going to go back to an example I shared in a previous video, but before I do that, I want to give the essence of why it's not working. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've been in this position. I could not be talking about this and teaching this if I hadn't been in this position. And the very focus of the underlying kind of law behind this whole reason why manifesting doesn't work, or sometimes it does, you know, when you get inconsistency in your results, is because you're focusing on the absence of what you want. Okay, so this matrix, this physical experience of reality that we're having is based on one specific law, one rule. And that rule is when you focus on, you get more of. When you focus on the presence of something, you get more of that. When you focus on the absence of something, then you get more of that. So it's about focus. And so one of the examples I give is we got to remember that we have these different states of being. And I've got two examples here. One of Bob, where Bob is not smiling because he's making $60,000 a year. And then there's one of Cindy. And Cindy is smiling because she's making $500,000 per year. Okay, not that money isn't the key to happiness, but there's a lot that money can do for you to give you more experiences, to create more things. You shouldn't have to live in limitation. The point is that these are two different states of being. It's not that this person knows less than Cindy. It's not that they have different skills. It's not even that they're doing different things or have different degrees. They might not both have any graduate degrees at all. My point is that it's not because of what you know that is the money you earn. It's because of your state of being. So let me emphasize what I mean by state of being. An example of a scarcity state of being where you have limited, where you have less, where you're in Bob's position, right? Where you're okay with life, but you're not thrilled, which is why Bob's not smiling, okay? Are these chasing states, these wanting states, these hoping, these praying states. Oh, I hope this works. Oh, I hope this works. It's a state of not having the experience of having the thing of you want. In other words, you're focused on the absence of what you want. Another example is chasing. You're chasing this, you're chasing this, you're chasing the girl, you're chasing the guy, you're chasing the opportunity, you're chasing the job. You don't have the experience of having it, owning it, and knowing it. And because of that, you're again focused on the absence of what you want. Another example is chasing it, or I should say wanting it. This is very subtle. You can say, I want to do this. I want to travel. I want to be with this person. But you don't have those things. And because of that, you're focused on the absence of what you want, right? You're not focused on the presence of it, which would bring it into your life. You're focused on the absence of what you want. So it's a bit of a game of getting into practicing and building habits and daily rituals throughout your day, which I talk about in this book, right? Of building rituals so that you're focused on the presence, not the absence of what you want. That will go a long way to make the things that you want show up in your life. But maybe you are very mentally disciplined. Maybe you are spending daily rituals to focus on the presence of you want. You don't even have a lot of fear in your life. You're still not getting the things that you want in your life. And the question is why? And why is Bob only earning $60,000 even though Cindy's earning $500,000 and they both do the same thing? They're both salespeople. Is it because they have different experience, different expertise, different skills? They come from different places? It has nothing to do with any of those things. At the end of the day, it has to do with your state of being. Are you focused on the presence of what you want or the absence of what you want? What I really want you to get from this video, and I think you'll get it after I go through this idea here, is that when you focus on the presence of what you want, the things that you want show up in your life in abundance. When you focus on the absence of what you want, you get more of that. It's literally a process of focus. Okay? Now that I've said that and that you understand that, and you've probably heard me say that before, even if you've watched one of my videos before or not, let me go deeper into this, because there's another thing that prevents us from focusing on the presence of what we want. And we might not even know that there's this, we'll call it a hidden force, that's preventing us from focusing on the presence of what we want. What is the hidden force? I call it an idea. And what I mean by that is it's an idea that prevents Bob from seeing the opportunity to make $500,000. He can't even see it. And because he can't see it, how could he focus on the presence of what he wants? Okay? Now, there is a bit of a game to this, but I want you to understand is that there is a way to open the curtain to see what this idea is. And once you see it, then the opportunities, and I just did this little thought cloud here of money that Cindy's getting. Bob doesn't get those thought clouds, those ideas, those downloads because of this idea. Okay, now let me break it down what it is. I'm a salesperson. Okay, Cindy and Bob are both salespeople. Okay, in this example, they could be engineers, they could be IT, you could be any type of professional, you could be a truck driver, it doesn't matter. There will be one truck driver who makes, say, 60 grand or 30 grand a year, and there's another one who makes $500,000. What's the difference? One of them is the owner. Okay, and so I use salespeople in my example. I am a salesperson is an idea. And there's some truth in that because Bob sells stuff. And because he sells stuff, he makes 60 grand a year, but he's not happy with that. And he can't figure out why. He's tried some of this other stuff, law of attraction. He's focusing on the presence of what he wants, but he keeps not getting, it's like this self-sabotage is in place. And the question is, why is this not working for him? And the reason is because he has an idea that prevents him from seeing the opportunities that Cindy is getting every day that are falling into her lap. And the idea is, I am a salesperson. And you say, that's just a statement. Well, no, it's an identity. If you hold an identity about yourself, what happens is, and this is the key part, why is this not working? You only see, there's some of my duct tape. Why is this not working? I'm going to put this here. The reason this is not working is because when you have an identity of I am a salesperson, it's like you're wearing a hat. And once you put that hat on, your entire reality shifts and you can only see what's on this side of your reality. That's why I drew the arrows. You can only see what's in this direction. Why is the eye not pointing this way so that Bob could see the ideas that Cindy's getting to make $500,000? Because of this idea that I am a salesperson. It's a way that he sees himself. It's a self-image. He only sees himself as this person. He would never get these ideas because of the way he sees himself. Now, you could say that's a limiting belief. It is creating limitation, and that's why Bob's not thrilled about doing sales anymore, because he wants to grow, he wants to evolve, he wants to go to the next level, he wants to earn more money. Why not? And what I'm saying is this identity is a belief, it's an idea that's creating limitation and preventing him from focusing on the presence of what he wants, which is to earn more money and to have more abundance, to have more flow in his life. That idea, that limitation, that limiting belief, that identity is the reason why he's not attracting what he wants. Okay? So the key is that manifesting doesn't work in many cases. Why? Because we have an idea that limits what we can focus on, and we only see a certain aspect of reality. And because of that, we don't focus on the presence of we want. It's literally that simple. As soon as you acknowledge that this identity, I am a salesperson, I am an engineer, I am an insurance broker, I am whatever it is, fill in the blank, you realize that that identity, that idea no longer serves you to go to the next level, you'll drop it because you see it doesn't benefit you anymore. And once you drop it, guess what happens? You start to focus on the presence of what you want and you get more of that. That's it. Anyone else who's telling you that, the law of attraction, you got to use this technique and you got to use this strategy and this tactic. Guys, I don't know. Some of you have been following me a lot longer than others. Some of you just been engaged with me now. But I'm just telling you the honest truth. It comes down to focus. The only reason we're not focused on the presence of what we want, it may be that we don't have a strong enough desire to spend the time to build daily rituals, like I talk about in my book, every day to focus on the presence of what we want. And that's okay. If you don't have the desire, I'm not going to give it to you. It has to come from within. But if you do have the desire, you have a very strong desire for a dream, and it's not happening either as fast as you want or you're not attracting the opportunities that you want, it's because you're not focused on the presence of what you want because of two reasons. A, you haven't trained yourself to be disciplined to build rituals, and you're still in the old state of being, of chasing, wanting, hoping, praying, which is pushing away the opportunities that you want. Because, and remember, this is a state of being. You want to get into a state of being of already having and knowing that you have it by focusing on the presence of what you want. If you feel scarcity, if you feel anxiety because you don't have what you want, you are now focused on the absence of what you want and therefore are going to get more of that. Secondly, maybe you can't actually see what the opportunity is. And the reason you can't see it is because you're holding on to an idea, an identity that no longer serves you. Okay? I hope you found this useful, helpful, engaging. Practice this, play with it. If you enjoyed this video, obviously, I encourage you to check out my book, The 7-Day Manifestation Experiment. You can get a paperback, ebook, Kindle, or you can get the Audible book. I think it's $8 or $9. Get the book, listen to it. You can actually go through it in 3 hours and you'll get a lot from it. Okay? It's on Spotify as well as the libraries. You just need to make a request for the 7-Day Manifestation Experiment and you can get it at the library as well. Thanks for watching. My name's Steve. Have an amazing rest of your day and we'll talk to you again next week.